The Klitschko brothers and the Charlo twins are just two of the many siblings in professional boxing. Tonight on Round by Round, we're putting a little twist on it as we will go through a list of brothers in Philippine boxing. First on our list, but the Padilla brothers, Carlos and Jose Jr. These two were known to be actors in the golden age of Philippine cinema. But not many people nowadays know that these brothers had mad skills inside the ring. Jose Jr. represented the country at the 1932 Olympics in Los Angeles and at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. Ryan, at least the Padilla brothers proved that boxers could actually be good actors, right?
Oh yeah, no, it just shows you that back then it was
Yeah.
you could be a boxer, like that's just like a normal trade, and then I think I'll just start in acting now. Yeah.
Well, next on our list is Albert and Jason Pagara. There was a lot of hype surrounding the two before, Ryan. But why do you think Albert and Jason weren't able to break the glass ceiling?
Well, I think that you mentioned one of those words was glass, and I think that Albert had a little bit too much glass in his chin. He had all the skills, all the ability, but he got hit, and things started to fall apart. And I think that it was both of them suffered from soft matchmaking by Allah, and they kind of grew complacent, and they fizzled out.
Next on our list is Manny and Bobby Pacquiao. We don't need to sugarcoat this, Ryan. We all know that Manny was the more successful boxer, and in terms of talent, the difference was day and night. But let me ask, what were the good qualities Bobby once had as a boxer?
Well, I'll tell you this much: Bobby is way funnier. He had the infamous blow blow interview. If anyone's ever, if anyone hasn't seen that yet, that's hilarious. And he has a great sense of humor about it. I remember one time watching Bobby hitting the bag in the gym, and I'm like, "Hey, you're making a comeback?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm making a comeback to the amateurs." Whatever you want to say about them, they combined Manny and Bobby Pacquiao combined for world championships in 8 different divisions. So you can't take away from that.
Wow, I'm speechless. Anyway, next on our list is the Donaire brothers. I know you're not a long lost relative of the Donaires, Ryan, but you know them more than I do. So can you tell us more about the synergy between Nonito Sr. and as the trainer of his children, June and Glenn?
Well, Nonito Sr. was a military man from General Santos City, and believed in tough love from both of them. And I think that really kind of shaped who they were as people and fighters. Now, what's interesting is that, we talk about Philippine boxing, Filipino versus Filipino. Nonito Jr. and Glenn both competed in the U.S. Olympic trials in 2000, and they boxed against Brian Valoria.
Yeah.
So that was like, it was all Filipino there. And but Glenn, a great guy, wonderful to talk to, really cool guy. I always enjoyed him. Nonito actually, when he won his first world championship against Vic Darchinyan, was avenging Glenn's previous loss to Darchinyan.
Last on our list, the Penalosa brothers. There's no debate needed here, Brian, because Jerry and Doddy Boy Sr. are the most decorated sibling boxers in Philippine boxing. But why do you think Doddy Boy Jr. and Dave never captured the same magic? And I believe JC, the eldest son of Jerry, doesn't want to be near boxing and prefers to play basketball with the legend named Ryan Songalia.
Well, first off, JC is a great kid. I love him. I've known him since he was a little boy. I think that if he wanted to box, he could box. I've seen him box. He has some skills. He's actually, believe it or not, his name is Julio Cesar, right?
Yeah.
He is named after Julio Cesar Chavez. That was Jerry's favorite boxer at the time. But yeah, I think that with Jerry and Doddy Boy, they are. Jerry didn't want boxing for his kids. He believed that and he's raised like really intelligent kids, so they're doing their own thing. I'm glad for them. But Jerry and Doddy Boy, it's funny, they have different styles in a way. Like Dodie Boy was this heavy-handed puncher, like knocking out guys with one punch. And Jerry was more like, a technical fighter. He had some mobility but he liked to put the pressure on you. Very intelligent. I remember, like, I boxed with him once, and it took him like 5 seconds to break me down mentally, and I just already gave up. Like, he did one thing, and I was just like, I'm done, man. Like, and he's like, you tried to use your size on me. I'm like, you tried to use your world championship ability on me, so leave me alone.
But how about Doddy Boy Jr. and Dave? I see a lot. I saw a lot of potential in them, but they failed to just live up to the name, or at least recapture the same magic that their father had.
I would say it's the silk pajamas, situation. It's like, it's hard to get up and run when you have silk pajamas on. Dodie Boy Jr., I thought, had amazing physical ability. He could punch. If he was not Dodie Boy Jr., if he was just some kid from the province, and he would have been a world champion, I think. Dave, I think, was a little bit maybe tougher, right? Like he gave more in the gym, and he had, a little bit more. I think he had to compensate a little bit more because he didn't have some of the physical. He didn't have the one punch power that Dodie Boy did. But Dave, I think he's now doing some training. He went to school. I think he's another guy that his life is actually probably better out of the ring, because he has some things that he can do otherwise. But amazing tattoo game. Yeah,
Correct.